Thank you so much, Mr. President. Again, I rise as the author of SR 89, recognizing March 17th, 2026, as Profound Autism Day in California. For generations, our understanding of autism has evolved dramatically, from its earliest and most basic description to the recognition that there exists a broad spectrum of experiences. The term autism was first coined in 1911 by psychiatrist Eugene Buller, and in 1943, Dr. Lear Kanner's landmark work identified distinct behaviors that laid the foundation for autism spectrum research. In the 1970s, psychiatrist Lorna Wing introduced the concept of autism spectrum, acknowledging that the wide range of traits and support needs. The 2013 DSM-5 established a 3-level severity scale, yet it often falls short in capturing the profound challenges faced by those with significant intellectual disabilities and minimal or no verbal communication. In 2021, the Lancet Commission formally introduced the designation of profound autism to describe individuals who require round-the-clock care and assistance with daily activities. So the Lancet Commission did introduce the designation of profound autism, which describes individuals who require round-the-clock care and assistance with daily activities. These are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This term provides families, clinicians, and advocates with a crucial tool to highlight intense, lifelong needs of this group. The Federal Centers of Disease Control and Prevention in 2023 report analyzing data from 2000 to 2016, finding that 26.7% of 8-year-old children identified with autism spectrum disorder, meeting the criteria for profound autism, defined as nonverbal or minimally verbal with an IQ below 50. These children are more likely to be female, from racial and ethnic minority groups of lower socioeconomic status, and to experience additional challenges like self-injurious behaviors, seizure disorders, and significantly lower adaptive functioning. Yet despite representing more than 1 in 4 individuals on the spectrum, those with profound autism remain underrepresented in research. In 2019, study revealed that only about 6% of clinical autism research studies include participants with profound autism, creating a serious gap in our medical, behavioral, therapeutic understanding. Organizations like the Profound Autism Alliance, a nonprofit that was founded only in 2023, are working tirelessly to close this gap through dedicated research, specialized services, and advocacy for this historically overlooked population. In 2025, 15 states across the nation recognized Profound Autism Day to build greater awareness and support. This is the first year that here in California, we joined those 15 states to honor Profound Autism Day. In our state, with its diverse communities and high autism presence, including rural areas where families often face limited resources, these individuals and their caregivers deserve focused attention. Profound autism demands specialized, lifelong support, from safe residential options and medical care to behavioral interventions that prioritize dignity, safety, and quality of life. We cannot allow this group to be left behind as we advance broader autism awareness. The call to action today is this. I ask us to come together, lawmakers, families, providers, and communities, to increase research inclusion, expand our services, and ensure that every person with profound autism is treated with the respect, care, and opportunity they deserve. No excuses and no halfway measures. This is a vulnerable population that must have the resources and recognition that they need, right now and for the long term, and we have the power in this House and in our neighboring House to do that. I urge my colleagues to join me with an aye vote with this resolution, honoring March 17, 2026 as Profound Autism Day in California, and committing to stronger efforts that affirm the dignity and full inclusion of those living with profound autism.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Valdez, you are recognized for your...
Thank you, Mr. President. I also rise in support of SR 89. My family is one that has been impacted or touched by autism. It's actually what launched my advocacy career in early intervention and eventually to become the executive director of Southern California Autism Speaks. My niece was diagnosed as severely developmentally delayed, nonverbal, and on the autism spectrum when she was 2.5 years old. And because of early intervention services and a lot of family support, she's now finishing her second year at Northwestern. So today, on Profound Autism Day, I think it's appropriate to recognize families who are navigating some of the most complex around-the-clock needs with strength and with love. According to the CDC, about 1 in 36 children is diagnosed with autism, and a significant portion of those individuals have profound autism, requiring lifelong support. These families aren't asking for sympathy, they're asking for resources, for services, in a system that actually shows up for them. We see you, we value you, and we have a responsibility to make sure that no family is left to do this alone. I respectfully urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator. Seeing no further discussion or debate, Senator, you are recognized to close.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening today, and thank you to the President for asking for decorum on the floor. I urge an aye vote.
Ayes 35, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. Senator Alvarado-Gil, you have guests to introduce.
Thank you again, Mr. President. I'd like to introduce an exceptional family, the Soracco family. Megan, Gerald, Angela, Joshua, and Christine. Together, they are here supporting Angela, who was born on Christmas Eve, same day I was born. But she was born with Down syndrome and a heart condition that required surgery before she could even nurse. In 2024, just as she was preparing to age out of school, a time where Californians look at prom, look at graduation, look at their future, she survived a massive brain clot and stroke. Angela is a fighter who has spent 22 years defying every medical odd, living with a complex dual diagnosis of Down syndrome and profound autism. But in December 2024, Angela hit a political brick wall even she could not overcome. When most students are graduating high school, we give them a path forward. When Angela aged out, her entire support system vanished. Despite her family's best efforts, she was placed on a 2 to 4 year wait list, a 2 to 4 year wait list for adult services. Because she's nonverbal and requires one-to-one care, no program in California is currently equipped to accept her. In a state with profound resources, we are failing in caring for the transition-age adults with complex needs. Angela's story is a call to action for every member of this chamber. Because when we allow our most vulnerable citizens to fall into a service cliff the moment they turn 22, we are failing our promise of inclusion and dignity and respect for every Californian. Neighboring states have prioritized funding for programs that would give Angela and the Soracco family the support that they need. Yet here in California, we have Angela and her family who deserve more than a wait list. They deserve a profound life. So please join me in welcoming Angela and her family to the Senate.